Hello, Virgo. I'm here today. It's Theresa from Theresa Holistic Tarot with your reading for February and what you may have to think about energetically in this coming month. So let's get started. Let's clear the energy. Angel Spirits, guys, can we have some cards, please, for Virgo? What do Virgo need to learn, pay attention to, have a focus on, to help them, support them, to guide them for February 2022. So cards for Virgo, please. Cards for Virgo. Okay. The Garden and the Gate. Oh, that's a lovely card. The Thinking Woman. And Broken Heart. Okay. So the Garden and the Gate. It's an interesting card, actually. I think it's a lovely card because I'm a bit of a person that sort of likes to deep think. The Garden and the Gate is a card of longing. It can indicate that you may live in the most beautiful home, the most perfect circumstances, have the most loving partner and the most perfect children. And everything can be really hunky-dory in your world. And the cards are acknowledging that. But it's saying there's something inside you that longs for something else. Now, what can that be, I wonder? Now, the Thinking Woman, she can either be somebody, it can be in a professional capacity, who can be an advisor, a mentor, or it can be your own need to learn, to keep studying, to keep digging, to keep, to go back to studying or learning or whatever. And you just may be a person, I'm a bit like this, that just constantly is I've always have these new ideas and concepts, and I get so full of it, and I'm reading and I'm listening to YouTube stuff. So it's about constantly being aware and looking for new thinking, new learning, new ideas, new concepts. And Broken Heart. Now, it doesn't always mean in terms of a relationship, although it can do. It can be a disappointment, feeling let down, feeling hurt, feeling wounded. But it can touch so many different areas. It can be when my expectations or my hopes just didn't materialize. I failed an exam. Or my kid failed an exam. They're hurt, I'm hurt. So it's not showing me where, but it's just being the expectations or hopes or dreams not materialized. So it can be a huge card. It can be all about living in the past and holding on to a previous hurt, a previous something. We'll see what the tarot now say. So angel spirits, guys, can we have some clarifiers, please? For Virgo, what do Virgo need to think about or concentrate or pay attention to in the month of February? So angel spirits, guides, cards for Virgo, please. Cards for Virgo. And we have the Star under the Garden and the Gate. So 3 cards for the Garden and the Gate, 3 cards for the Thinking Woman. So we have the King of Cups. And we have the Knight of Swords. So the Thinking Woman, we have the 3 of Cups, the 7 of Cups, and the Hierophant. Broken Heart, we have the Page of Cups. We have the Lovers, and we have the 2 of Wands. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first card, move to the centre, go to the 9th, because those 3 cards hold important positions, being the beginning, the central theme, and the end. So, and then I'll fill in with the others until we've got some sort of coherent understanding of what the cards are actually saying. So, coming out under the Garden and the Gate, the Star would indicate that you're going to be guided, and you will you will find your way to something. You will be guided to something. You will be guided somewhere, to someone, to something that makes you feel emotionally replete. This is a card of huge emotion, huge, but it's a card of find that I'm plugging that hole inside me that's I've felt has been empty for so long. And it's about finding the emotional balance within yourself. So it's a card of longing, and a need is going to be met. So that card is very personal to people. So, and it can mean lots of different things for different people. So what need needs to be met within you? That's really for you to decide. Okay, the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a card of choices, decisions, having to make my mind up. And it can be a card of when somebody's feeling overwhelmed emotionally, because the cups represent emotions. But these cups are filled with such different opportunities and such different potential, but some of them can bite you. So it's a card that I would be saying to you, it doesn't matter what decision you have to take in February. Do your homework, do your research, check things out. Don't just sign on the dotted line. Don't just agree to anything. You have choices here, but you don't want to be so overwhelmed with having to am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Do your homework first. And especially on an emotional level, you really have to think, is it the right thing for me? Is this right for me? And it's because this is a card when we get suckered into people pleasing sometimes, when we end up saying, yeah, I'll do it. It's no bother, it's no trouble. When actually it is trouble, it is bother, but we've said it, and I'm finding it a bit overwhelming now to juggle what I need to do. So think about your choices this month and do your homework. Don't take on anything without checking your work schedule. Don't take on anything on impulse very much. Now the Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, important card here actually. He's holding a globe in his hand. So this is a card of when a decision will have to be taken. You have to take a decision about either in connection with work, job, career, your passion, but it's a travel card in the main. So you may be considering moving. This is a card of potential moving, maybe to another country, to another area, and it can be to fit. It can be that need. I need to succeed. I need to follow my dream, and the dream can be the job, the career, or a project that you find fulfilling. Now, I have to pay attention to the fact that it's come under broken heart. So it can be that something that that maybe hasn't worked out, whether it was a job or a move, or especially travel, because this can be a travel card, and it didn't work out in the past. You've been given another opportunity. You may have to grab your moment now, because it's saying that either you be given the opportunity, and because of the Seven here, you need to think it through really carefully, because you don't want to end up disappointing yourself because of not taking the right decision. So think it through, really think it through. But you are being guided. You're being guided towards something, or towards a person, or towards a place. Okay. Now, we've also got, this is quite interesting actually, because in the actual tarot here, I can't ignore the Lovers. I'm going to go straight to it. So the Lovers is that partnership, full of passion, full of energy, really a passionate coming together. And it can be on a physical relationship, obviously with another person. Sometimes in a career reading, it can mean the perfect job, the perfect company, the perfect role for somebody. But here I'm feeling it's emotional. So for me, very much, it's about a relationship. So the focus in February for some people, not all Virgo, will be about relationships. Now, there may have been previous disappointment, but I would have to say that the Page of Cups can also indicate somebody either watching, maybe waiting their moment, trying to pluck up the courage, trying to invite you out, because it's a new beginning, it's a new start. There's somebody coming in to say, hey, do you fancy going out for a drink? Hey, how about, are you staying behind at work tonight? Should we do that together? This can be the beginning of something. And it has great potential with the Lovers. But again, it's about, the Lovers is also about duality, about taking decisions. So again, this can also be a long-term. When I see these two cards together, I thought straight away, this feels like a long distance romance. So it can be, now, when it's long distance nowadays, it doesn't necessarily mean different countries. It can mean people meeting online, because they're not actually physically present with each other, but they're connected, and they're really they're beginning to know each other, beginning to really form a very important bond. And other people don't understand online romances, but I've just had a friend who's married in her 70s, and she met the person in the flesh, but their romance was conducted online for months and months and months because of COVID restrictions and so on and so forth. And they got married the other week. So it was just a beautiful ending. So people, online can be, and I'm not just talking about dating apps, they open the door. But other people that are communicating with exclusively with each other online can really get to know each other. So I don't think online can ever be dismissed. So this can be an online or distance relationship being the focus of something for some people this month. Now, if it were a career reading, I would be saying you might be trying to sweeten a client, you might be trying to get business in another country, you might be trying to expand your product into another country, and you really need to get to know someone and form a relationship. So I'm adding that in there because it is a general reading. Okay. If it was your reading, then I would have to narrow things down a little bit. But I'm trying to be not just, I'm trying to be general. Okay. So we also have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is a very, very emotionally grounded energy. Okay, so this can also represent a Cancer energy, or a Scorpio, or a Pisces person that's either in your life, and they would maybe support you in moving forward to achieve something. So this is about an emotional need being met, and so somebody's either going to fill that need or help you to get to where you need to be to achieve something that fulfills you emotionally. Now, you are being guided, as I said, but this person can either be supporting you and guiding you. I was just going to say something there. What was I thinking about? And it just came and went quite quickly. Right. So you're quite a practical sign, Virgo. I mean, you're normally, quite pragmatic, sensible, but I feel that you need to acknowledge this. That's the earth, the earth element in you, in your star sign. But I feel you need to acknowledge this emotional need. So whatever, it's just very unique to the person. Sorry, I don't mean to sound flustered, but it's just so unique to the person, because for me it can mean one thing and for you it might mean something else. So it's about establishing something in you. What is it you really are longing to do? What is your dream? What is your goal? What is your, if we were to wave a magic wand, what would change in your life? It's about, because you may be thinking about this month on an emotional level. Okay. Now the Knight of Swords, very much air energy, but he's fiery. He's not a fire element, but he's the air element, but he's pushing. This is stability. So as I said to you before, the King of Cups can be a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. He can, this Knight of Swords can be a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarian. So, but he can be pushing you and maybe trying to push you just too quickly, and you might resist it a little bit. This person or this energy has your best interests at heart. But so you will get some sort of people around you. So pay attention to whoever's going to be sort of pushing you along this month. They might not just have they may have your best interests at heart, but they may be doing it from their own viewpoint, like you're not moving fast enough. Come on, what's stopping you? Come on, let's get to it. Come on, apply for that visa, get that job. Have you done that job application yet? Come on. And he would be going, hey, and listen as well, please remember that the court cards are not gender specific. They can be male or female. So I'm saying he because it's a king and it's the knight, but they can be female. And this person would be going, hey, do it at your own time, do it in your own speed. But it's about emotional stability, and he just wants you to get there and get the job done. And also, I would be saying to you with this energy here, it's about clarifying your thoughts, really clarifying what it is you want to achieve. Because you need clarification, otherwise you will get overwhelmed. And you don't want to be overwhelmed. Overwhelmed can be that analysis paralysis when I go into overthinking just a little bit too much. So, interesting. I feel as if you will get support, but there'll be two different types of support, so look out for that during the month of February. Okay, so under the Thinking Woman, we've got Three of Cups, we've got celebration. So you may find yourself getting together. Do you know what just flashed up for me there was book club? This would be it, because the book clubs we used to go to were actually more about wine club, to be perfectly honest. But it was great because we still got the books to read as well. But this is about meeting with friends, meeting with like-minded people, having a celebration, enjoying being together. So it's like-minded people. So you may find that you're getting involved in something like a book club or a discussion group, or meeting up with old college friends or people that you studied with, or people you have an affinity with in your industry. So that's quite nice. But you will be celebrating and generally partying, which is just lovely. Now, the Hierophant is, although it's in a different row, the Hierophant indicates a lot here. He's a teacher, he's a mentor, but he can indicate the church or legality or the police, because he's all about conformity. He's about tradition. He's about understanding that the drive of the collective energy. Excuse me. So this can be, but he can also be a mentor, a guide, whatever. So the Thinking Woman, who I mentioned up there, this can also be represented in the Hierophant, in that somebody will be advising you, either go and do that course, go and do that little bit of extra reading, go and do something. It will benefit you, it will help your knowledge, it will help expand your obviously your knowledge, and therefore your capacity, and it will look good in your CV. So all of that. In a more traditional sense, if I were to see those side by side, I would be saying this is a really committed relationship, which may well then be blessed by the church or by legal institutions. So it can be about pleasing the family. Let's get married. My family will be delighted. Let's do it properly. Again, the family will be delighted. So it's about conforming and also just doing the right thing. So very much your overall energy here is quite interesting, because I feel as if it's feel as if it's all threaded together and overlapping, but and a little bit tangled up. Longing. So you will be guided towards something, somebody, an idea. This is to meet an emotional need at some level. You want, desire, or need something. You will have two energies around you this month. And as I said to you before, this king can be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Then the swords can be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And both of them can be supporting you, helping you, guiding you. So there's a lot of guidance in your cards, a lot of mentoring, guiding, support in your cards through February. But they're coming from their own individual viewpoints about how you should manage something or do something. And one is saying do it all in your own good time, do it at your own pace. And this one is saying, what are you waiting for? Crack on with it. You're being too slow. You're like a tortoise, you know. So just be aware of the different energies around you during February. The thinking moment, so you may decide to do more studying, or you may be advised to do more studying, because this is the Hierophant as well, represents being tutoring, learning, development. You may be getting over a previous disappointment or a previous hurt, but somebody can be watching you, building up the courage to take that first date, ask you out. It has fantastic potential. And there's also potential in the cards for either a long distance or an online romance or relationship. So I hope that makes sense to you. So I'm going to pull 3 enchanted map cards now and 3 soul cards, and let's see to round your reading for February off. Okay, so enchanted map, can we have 3 cards please for Virgo? What do Virgo need to pay attention to this month? What they've got quite a mixed bag. Actually, a lot of emotion in your cards this month, Virgo, so let me know. But that is, you know, although you're a practical sign, you have got, but we've all got that element in us. Okay, so for Virgo, please, details. Right, so details is all about the attention. You need to focus on the details in something. Now, this is what I was saying to you here. Do your research, do your homework, double check, because whatever choices you're going to be making this month, you need to be really very well informed. So there's lots of support around you. So you may take professional advice, or the advice of somebody that you work with that's older or more mature, that's been with the company for ages, or they've been to that place, or they know the industry inside out. But you need to focus. There's that's quite interesting that you're getting that. Now, we've got mountain, so it may feel you have a mountain to overcome, but you get there. So you're seeing the light. It's all about focus. So don't focus on the mountains, just say one step at a time, and then I'll get round it. So this can indicate any obstacle. And because when we get this energy, that could be a small obstacle, but it feels like a mountain when you're stuck in that. So don't go into that feeling of overwhelmed. Research, homework, details. And we've got movement reversed. So movement is obviously it's about forward movement. When it's reversed, it can be that little bit of stuck. I've got an obstacle to get round, and that's fine. You will get round it. Definitely you will get round it, but it's all about the planning and the detail for you this month, Virgo, to actually get where you need to be and where you want to be for the longer term. Okay, let's have 3 soul cards. So 3 soul cards for Virgo, please. So potential travel, decisions, new relationships, seeing the light, having support, paying attention to the details, doing your research. Quite big, quite strong messages for you, and definitely improving your knowledge base. Okay, so 3 cards, soul cards, please, for Virgo. Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. So at some point, whether it's this obstacle and somebody's telling you it can't be done, you need to, not jump into judgment and whatever, just try and see it from their point of view. Try and manage the situation and empathize, and then you'll get better results. Humor. So how can you manage a situation that you may see as an obstacle? With humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Okay, so not going into overwhelming or panic or worrying for no good reason. And yeah, I'm not seeing any cards here that would indicate you not having empathy. There just may be a focus. You may have an obstacle or a challenge in February that the cards would be saying to you, just try and empathise with the person. You're not standing in their so I would say when you feel irritated, when you start to feel that intense irritation with a person or with a situation, just stop, hang fire, and try and look at it from a different angle. Put yourself in their shoes for a few seconds and then see if you can look at it from a different light. And balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. There's our empathy. I'm not judging. And this can be when we go into what's that person's problem? Why is it so slow? It's not going to get your result any faster. You may even block your movement at some point energetically. So slow it down, empathy, humor, bring it into balance, and hopefully you'll get the result that you're hoping to achieve. So quite an interesting mix here. But please remember, during February, very much research, homework, details, knowledge before any decision. You've got 2 twos, so you've got decisions to make. You've got the Page of Cups and you've got the 2 here. So new beginning and a decision to take about something. And this is also duality. This is another decision, the Lovers. So arm yourself well, because forewarned is forearmed, and you need to go in and make an informed choice. This is the position of it's important. It's an outcome. So they're saying that the decision making, you will have to take a decision at some point. Do so with as much information as you possibly can. Okay, let me know how that pans out for you, Virgo, and I'll see you again next month. Bye for now.